Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another exciting episode of Slotted In There. So, I wasn't here last week. I was a bit down, got a few problems. You might say I have 99 problems, but Slotted In There isn't one. Thanks to the other guys, they brought you some great tech and great gaming stuff as usual, and we're going to do it again now. So, please welcome Sean, Damien, and Tim.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we this week?
Just peachy.
Yes.
It's always
good.
peachy. Can it not be a bit apple-y, banana-y?
I'm not going to be fruity if you're trying
Go on.
to push me into that one.
Be a bit
Go on then.
fruity there.
will.
What was that, Tim?
Said I will.
You will. Fair enough. Good.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Right, so no silly joke like Tim did last week. Oh, it's terrible. We're just gonna, do one of those great tech things again. I was looking at British inventors and some of the great stuff we've come up with. Good old Blighty, because that's where we're from. And did you know in 1767, Joseph Priestley, he discovered carbonated water. Does anybody know how this happened at all? No. Sean was good at the last one, so I thought I'll just throw it out there. He did it in a Leeds factory. So he was studying gas at a nearby brewery. He found that suspending a bowl of water above a fermenting beer caused the water to dissolve, rising carbon dioxide, creating a crisp, bubbly liquid. And this is the thing that we get of carbonated drinks now. It's the sort of whole invention from that. He later wrote that there's peculiar satisfaction when drinking his concoction. He was a hard-working character. Everybody said he worked really hard on his inventions and he worked a lot hard in his life. But yeah, he was always known as a bubbly type of person. So yeah, all good there. Brilliant. But let's get on with the show.
My joke was better.
So it's This Week in Gaming where we talk to you about the games we've been playing this week, surprisingly. Gentlemen, who would like to go first?
Hang on.
Volunteered, Tim.
I didn't even get the chance this time. Fine. Well, this game, fair warning, isn't for the faint of heart. It is, in fact, Crime Scene Cleaner.
I'm here.
I'm not sorry. I needed to bail. I have to be cautious.
Are you serious? We had a deal.
Just go to apartment 23. I hid the key near the door. You won't miss it. Money is inside. Fine.
Son of a... I'm in.
So, Crime Scene Cleaner. What do you do in this game? Well, the clue's in the title. However, you aren't, as I initially thought, working for the police department. You are, in fact, working for the mob. Big Jim, specifically. Fill that bucket up with some tasty-looking water. And some suds. And then we get to the old mopping. That's right. It's one of those games that appeals to a certain mindset of taking something that is chaotic and disorganized to something that is clean and organized. Naturally, you're gifted with cleaner sense, which I suppose is comparable to like Hitman's assassin sense or something like that. You just have this kind of innate ability to know where the dirt is and where furniture should go, like some kind of feng shui grandmaster. It is perhaps a game that is less well suited for the more faint-hearted amongst us.
Seems like our guy had another hobby.
But I felt like the whole time I was playing it, the one thing the game lacked was some sense of peril. You always felt very much like you were in control.
Shot dead at close range. This must be Mike, the owner of this place.
The closest you would come to a sense of peril would be that you couldn't find the last little bit of furniture that needed to be put back into place, or the last drop of blood that was hidden somewhere behind a ceiling fan or something like that. It never really felt like you were about to lose the game. That said, the desire to get 100% is somewhat overwhelming. I need that 100% for my brain to release the happy drug. However, I did like the fact that our protagonist seemed to sound a bit like John H. Benjamin, the voice of Archer.
Sorry for what happened, ma'am. We don't think about it daily, but the human body is such a soft machine.
Phrasing?
The game comes complete with a full-on skill tree where you can level up your mop, your bucket, your sponges, you name it, you can level it. And you can earn additional points towards that leveling up by thieving your way through the levels. I've no idea why cleaning in a game seems to be so enjoyable, whereas doing it in real life seems like such a chore. However, by the end of this game, it was beginning to grate a little bit. It did start to feel a little bit like a chore. I think more than 10 levels would have been too much, and that they ended the game in more or less the right spot. So there you go, Crime Scene Cleaner. It's available to buy on Steam, or if you happen to have Game Pass, you can download it from there. Enjoy! So there you go. Bit of elbow grease, bit of scrubbing. Make everything nice and spick and span. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know about that, guys. I feel we've broken Tim, because last season he just did loads of card games, okay, and we've sort of banned the card games, or say don't do the card games, and then he's come up with games where he's a hitman. He's cleaning up after hits, and then he even played a game that wasn't really a game about chopping people up. It's night. I mean, we're getting quite worried about him, to be honest. Tim gets getting quite worried.
This is what games are. Games are like this. I can't help it if there's violence in games.
I mean, there's a we stopped you playing the card games. You didn't have to go so extreme the other way, really. There's a happy medium in the middle, Can you just play a bit of Sonic or something, just not murder and death or boring card games?
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth or I'll kill you.
I mean, see what I say. But that's my thoughts on the matter. Yeah.
It's definitely triggered. It looks interesting to me, but it's not my kind of game. It's like Power Wash Simulator and that kind of thing. It looks okay for about 10 minutes. Have a bit of a giggle, but yeah, not for me. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Sean. It's not really my cup of tea, but I can see where the allure to playing it is. Don't have to really think much through, just cleaning and tidying in. Yeah, not my idea of fun. Sorry, Tim.
I guess if you have a certain type of mindset, shall we say, that getting 100% on a level, making sure everything's spick and span, and that could appeal if you're into that kind of thing. But my life's chaos. I like it that way.
For me, this is sort of a game about mental health, which sounds like a really weird thing to say, but the phrase, tidy house, tidy mind. It's something we're sort of aware of. This is sort of like an artificial way of doing that. Like you're tidying up something, and therefore in here it just feels a bit more calm and organized. So for me, it's a bit like that.
Yeah. If that floats your goat, all more power to you.
Jolly good. Who would like to go next?
Damien.
Go on there, quick.
Fine. I went back to some kind of retro-esque game with a modern day twist and reimagined Outrun. Who would have thought a driving instructor with the skills to code in Unity could produce a stunning nostalgia-filled retro masterpiece like this? Turbo Outrun Reimagined. This single-developer indie game offers a thrilling blend of retro arcade nostalgia with modern racing mechanics. Inspired by classics like Outrun and Super Hang-On, it captures the essence of fast-paced, exhilarating gameplay. You start with 4 iconic vehicles to choose from, unlocking additional vehicles, including a powerful motorcycle, as you progress. Choose from 4 distinct modes, catering to competitive racers and casual drivers. The arcade-style controls combined with realistic physics make the game accessible for newcomers, whilst offering a challenge for veterans alike. There are very few features that this game doesn't have. It already has full support for all types of game input from keyboard through to steering wheels. A damage and upgrade system that ensures progression feels meaningful, forcing players to manage vehicle repairs and improvements between races. And while racing, there's a turbo boost mechanic that adds strategic depth, requiring players to balance speed bursts with overheating risks. And that's not all, new updates and features are being added regularly too. Overall, Turbo Outrun Reimagined successfully modernises the classic racing formula whilst retaining the charm and adrenaline-pumping action that made its predecessor legendary. If you wish to have a try, you can download it from itch.io at this link, and we would suggest giving at least the base donation price, as you'll find out this game is worth so much more than just $2. So there we go, boys. Indie developed, single developer, created such an iconic reimagine of Outrun, Hang On, and several other games just rolled into one. Brilliant. What do you think?
Brings back a lot of memories. Really does, because it looks so much like the original, but you get like a much better sense of speed as you see like things moving past you. It almost feels a little bit Mode 7 as they go past. In fact, it's a satisfying looking game. I'll grant you that.
Brilliant game, programmed in Unity. Everything just, even though it's a work in progress, it's technically a demo, but nearly, in my opinion, by today's kind of games, this thing's almost nearly complete. I just couldn't stop playing it. It literally, the hours out of my life just playing different modes in there. Absolutely fantastic game. And at the price of $2 as a donation, why not treat yourself?
Yeah, as Tim said, this brings back so many memories of the late 80s, early 90s for me, being in the pub on a Saturday night with my mates, slamming 10 pences into the Outrun machine. It's just, they've nailed everything about that era and that kind of game, haven't they? Within this one, the sprites, the graphics, the speed, the different weather conditions. I mean, when it's raining, it's really raining. When it's snowing, it's really snowing. There's, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Kudos to the guy. If it's one guy who's done it, absolutely brilliant.
Yep, so you get. I echo Sean's thing. I played it in the arcades a lot, Outrun, but I was terrible at it. To be fair, I played a lot of Super Hang On the Mega Drive, so I was a bit better at that. But yeah, I really like look at. I also liked when you were going through the cars. There seemed to be a shaded, sneaky Formula One car, maybe the end you can unlock. So that'd be pretty awesome as well.
I haven't managed that yet.
Jolly good. Sean, do you want to go next, or shall I?
Yeah, I'll jump in.
Go on.
So, as I've said on a few of the previous episodes, I'm mainly a PC gamer, and I've wanted to kind of fill in the blanks of some of the classic console games that I've missed out on, which everybody says are really good. So I've been playing Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. Being a fully paid up member of the glorious PC Master Race since the early 90s, a lot of classic console games passed me by, and Crash Bandicoot was one of them. After hearing someone bang on about how good it was, which, let's face it, was probably Chris, I decided to grab it on the Microsoft Game Pass and give it a bash. This remaster, handled masterfully by Vicarious Visions, brings the original trilogy, Crash Bandicoot, Crash 2 and Warped, to a new generation with beautiful visuals and the same challenging, addictive gameplay. And boy do they deliver. Crash certainly lives up to the height, and this pixel-perfect platformer is the gift that keeps on giving, many years after it first appeared. Classic gameplay and genuinely funny parts help this old-style game shine in today's sea of AAA titles and mesmerising graphics. I imagine this game would have given Nintendo's Mario series a serious run for its money back in the day. It really is that good. Grab yourselves a bit of nostalgia and get collecting those Wumpa fruits. So there we go, guys. Crash Bandicoot. I know he's a classic character from way back Was it late 90s, early 2000s PS era? I'm thinking.
Late 90s. It was PlayStation 1 mascot, if I remember correctly, from Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty Dog, yeah. Like I said, this era of game totally passed me by because I wasn't a console guy back then at all. But wow, I had a lot of fun playing this. I mean, as far as platformers go, this is a brilliant one. The humor, the animation, the physics, the way the levels are put together. Absolutely had a blast with it. I'm taking it. You guys have played this. You must have done.
Good God,
Yeah.
yes. Oh God,
No.
I didn't play the first one quite a lot. I played the second one to death. I love the second one, Warped. That's one of my sort of favorite games, one of my top games. And I just love the way that you can go back, you can do the level, but you have to then get all the boxes and then try and find the secret path to get the crystals. There's so much to go back for in the game and enjoy. Yeah, it's bloody marvelous.
If you had a PlayStation back in the day, it was almost a given you had to have that one. Brilliant game. And I think it was the first game that actually had the kind of the Indiana Jones kind of where the boulder's chasing you, and instead of running away from it, you ran towards the screen to avoid things. And I think it was the first game that actually did that. So brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All three of them were excellent, to be fair.
I'd definitely recommend it. The remastered version on the PC. I started playing it on the keyboard and mouse, but quickly realized that this is meant for a controller. So plugged in a controller and off I went. But I had a lot of fun with it. You know, it just goes to prove, I think, to like Chris's point, retro games and games from back in that area got it right, got a lot of things right, and they did it first time.
Jolly good, jolly good. A very good choice. But my choice then, finally, you'll be very surprised. It's not retro. I've actually gone modern this week, guys, and it's not like even a modern, sort of like retro style game. Because I've been playing South of Midnight.
You up here?
Where?
My salvation.
A talking fish? Nope. Ain't no way.
South of Midnight. Now, this game looks amazing, and I really enjoyed the story on this one. Basically, the plot is that you have a storm at the start, and unfortunately, your mother gets swept away, and you're sort of like, you live near a river, and the house gets swept away in the storm. So then the daughter is supposed to go off and sort of find her. That's the general premise. But as you start out, you suddenly realise that you have these powers, sort of passed down to you that you didn't know about, as you do, about weaving and seeing things and stitching memories together, that sort of premise. And you learn new abilities as you go along and you progress through the story, and then obviously the world isn't as you first saw it and how you seemed, and you start to see different things like that. It's a really cool little sort of platform game. The game that I sort of immediately tied it to is it Xena Spirits of a Forest, which I played on PS5 and was really good, but I felt that was really a bit too short. But if you like that sort of game, this one's not too short. It's quite long. I've not actually finished it yet as I'm recording this. I'm nearly at the end, I'm sure I am. But it's got loads of different areas you go into. So basically, you sort of go into an area, you find out about a character, and as you progress through that sort of area in that section, you learn a bit more story-wise about that character until there's sort of ultimately a conclusion at the end that you either help or sort of resolve that issue for the character. That's sort of the premise of what you do in different areas.
Yeah, I saw you jumping through the air back there. Ain't no one but a boohag can do that. I ain't gonna steal my soul while I sleep.
I'm sorry, I need a bottle.
Yeah? If you're not a boohag, come up on this porch and prove it. I know full well you boohags can't abide the color blue.
See? I ain't no boohag.
Well, maybe you ain't.
I mean, most games now have, say, 16, and it's like, some graphic material or, upsetting scenes. The story in this one is a bit, whoa, what's going on here? They're pretty hardcore. They could get you a bit upset. They're a bit stretching some of the stories. It's one of them that sometimes my kids walk in on me playing games, and I don't really mind. If they see the odd death, that's not too problem. It's because they're quite sort of tragic tales of some of the characters, what sort of happens, and how they're down on their luck. So yeah, but it's still really good. I did really enjoy the story. Like I say, I'm not fully completed yet. I think I'm practically towards the end, but as you go through, you can sort of collect sort of points, which then add up for you to unlock a power. So there's sort of like a skill tree that'll obviously help you in the combat sort of sections as you go along. The combat sections, they do start to get a bit samey afterwards. They can be a bit of skill to it if you wanted, and obviously, like I say, you can learn different skills by purchasing them as you go along, and you get different things like you get a little character control to go into which helps you get through different levels and do different tasks, a bit of puzzle like. So yeah, it's available on Game Pass if you want to play it. That's where I'm playing it as well, but obviously you can buy it as well. But yeah, it's definitely one to check out.
What the hell?
Hurry up! Jump!
Yeah, so I really had a blast with this game. I really enjoyed it. I have completed it now. I know I said in the video I hadn't, but I finished it just on the weekend, and I've really enjoyed all of it. What do you think, guys?
The art style's fantastic. The storytelling, the way they do it, going to back reference in the book or things that have happened. The way they've done it, it's incredible, brilliant to just look at when you're actually playing the game.
I mean, I have a feeling because I don't know a huge amount about it. I've watched a few trailers and stuff for it, but I don't know a lot. Is it quite a narrative-driven game? Is it because you mentioned the story a couple of times in the video, so it resonated? It's like a powerful story.
Well, it's an interesting story, and like I say, because you go into that sort of fancy world of finding out, she didn't know she had these powers, obviously sort of descendant thing. But yeah, it goes into a bit of fancy, as you saw in some of the clips. You talked to a giant fish and everything. But like I say, it's a nice story, but some of it's definitely, like I say, a 16 in the sense of some of the content could be upsetting. It even warned you, and you're like, oh yeah, as they sort of put in most games now, isn't it? But actually, some of the stories, because it goes into why a character might need help in some of the scenarios you go in there, and you find a bit about their past and why certain things are happening, and you go, that's a bit, they're a bit, and like I say, I usually let my kids, they sort of walk in and out because I'm not really that interested, and my daughter might watch a bit, but I was definitely like, no, because I don't know where this story's going, and you could hear some terribly shocking stuff that you shouldn't really hear at your age. So yeah, that's the only thing to be aware of. But the actual story, and like I said, the pacing of the game, it wasn't too long. It was just absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is right up my kind of street. Single player, story driven, start, middle, end. Absolutely all over that type of game. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. It's on Game Pass, isn't it? So why not?
So it's that time of the show again where we look at some great technology from the past, present, or future. Yes, it's What the Tech. Gentlemen, are you ready once again to be wowed by some amazing tech I've found for you?
Wow.
If I'm wowed, I will actually be wowed.
Well, Tim won't be wowed, but let's do it anyway. What do you make of that, gentlemen?
Bit blue.
It's a blue egg.
Ba-da-da.
Next.
It's blue. Okay, shall we go?
Is it
Blue
is it
egg.
Barney the dinosaur when he was really, really young?
I mean, it's a good start. Barney the Dinosaur is a technical marvel, so all kids will say that. Tim's not impressed.
That's weird.
That's weird. Okay, well, let's get straight into some options then, because we're all a bit like, it's weird. Is it A, cutlery made from pens? Is it B, a button on a TV remote for dogs? Or is it C, part of a balloon baby to show students how fragile life is?
Going to be something that's weird like C, isn't it?
That's oddly specific, isn't it? I mean, if Chris has just made that up, I've got questions about Chris's mentality.
You got questions about me? Have we seen your games?
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, you've seen my games, and I'm questioning you. That's a problem.
I mean, there's something wrong there, isn't there?
Wow. Why would you make cutlery from pens?
Well, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that because certain plastics are not food safe. So you'd have to find pens that are made specifically out of food safe plastics. So I say no.
Have we
to
not got the
A.
technology to do that, though, Tim? Have we not got the power?
Well, we've got the technology to make plastic that's food safe, but why would you make a pen out of food safe plastic when you're not using it as a piece of cutlery? Unless you're
A lot
really
of people
stuck one
chew their
night for the
pens.
Chinese. Well, a lot of people chew their pens, and if you're really stuck when you got a Chinese, you try and use a couple of biros as chopsticks.
You really don't. But anyway,
But I still doubt it because there's just too many factors in there to worry about trying to make that happen. A button on a TV remote for dogs.
I mean,
I don't know. Go on.
it'd have to be a big remote for the paws to go on it. But
My dog used to sit and watch Meerkat Manor, and he would be glued to it until it finished. So I can see that some dogs would be entertained by the TV, and what they make of it, I don't know. But I'd like to think that was a nice thing, but I'm going for C.
I'm going for B.
I'm also going for B. My mum always leaves the TV on for the dog. So a button that allows, I don't know what the dog would do with the button, whether it's just a power button, like turn the TV on, turn the TV. It's not like it's trying to get to like Babe Station or something on channel, whatever it is. So, you'd be pressing, if you're just going like one channel per button press, that'd take
Get
a
to
long
what,
time,
Tim?
wouldn't it? I don't know what I'm talking about, mate.
anyway, it looks like we've got 2 Bs and a C. So other broadcasting companies are available. Let's find out what the answer is. It's A. It's cutlery made from pens.
Is
That doesn't look like
Beatles?
I mean,
It's
you
what?
know. So, yeah, if you're lazy in the office and you only got a pen about, you can obviously have these ends. You can put on pens, working away at your computer, using your cutlery.
My question is that made from pens, or
Apparently
have they
so.
made it and then you can put it on a pen?
Hey,
We lost.
you're picking now at things,
I'm
aren't you?
looking this up.
God, he's a sore loser, isn't he? I mean, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun, Tim. Just
And
a bit of fun.
tech.
Are you telling me you didn't want that tech, though? I mean, for
Rubbish
starters,
tech.
you're the guy
I
that's
can
just
see the
admitted
use.
you're eating your noodles with 2 pens. So actually have a proper end on it, like a fork, and then you'd be all right, wouldn't you? I think Tim needs this.
Wow.
Needs this technology in his life. But there you go. So yeah, simple but a brilliant piece of tech we all need in the office.
The name as well. Dining.
I think we need to end it before Tim finds an excuse to moan at me. So that was what I said this week. Yay! Woo! Brilliant! Yeah.
I'm still looking.
Cubicle captive. Brilliant.
Moving on to the discussion portion, gentlemen, we are going to be discussing today what kind or what piece of technology that is yet to be invented that you have seen in a movie would you like to see invented today? Let's go Sean first.
Right. So I've had to think about this. And one thing sprung to mind immediately, which I really, really want. So as some of you guys may know, I do all the cooking in my household. I enjoy cooking. I love the process of it, and I love producing nice food for my family and friends. But it does take a heck of a lot of time. For instance, I cooked a chili on Sunday, and this is the God's honest truth. And from start to finish, it must have taken me about 6 hours to produce this chili. It was a nice chili, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, but it took 6 hours out of my life, more or less. So I want the food replicator from Star Trek. I want to be able to walk up to a machine in the kitchen and go, steak, Gordon Ramsay style, side of fries, garlic mushrooms. Thank you very much. There we go. And I've got my 6 hours back. So out of everything in the movies, tech-wise, which we haven't got yet, that's what I want.
And you can enjoy a cup of hot Earl Grey with it as well.
Exactly. All that, all like Earl Grey.
I don't like Earl Grey, and why
You'll never
why
make
you would drink
captain,
that with a
Sean.
steak? What?
So yeah,
So what do you guys think about that?
I think that's a bloody good idea. Yep, I like that one.
Who doesn't love the idea of the replicator? I mean, it was either that or the holodeck, except every time you watch an episode of Star Trek, which is holodeck heavy, something would go wrong with it, of course. Always the safety functions or whatever it is that would fail.
Yeah, only if you
Yeah, they're
turn
not
the
worth the
tapes off.
hassle, the holodeck. Get a replicator. There's a much, if you're going to pick something from Star Trek, that makes the most sense.
Well, I'll go on to me next because I've also gone Star Trek here. Just because we're talking Star Trek, unless we've all gone Star Trek, in which case anyway. Because growing up, I always actually wanted one of those pads that they read everything on and worked on all the time, which we essentially have now because it's a tablet. But at the time, I was just like, that's awesome, that's amazing. So this piece of technology out of Star Trek, we do sort of have, but it's not fully there. Is I actually want one of the communicator badges, so you can just press it and go, "Oi, Dave, where's my stuff?" Something useful like that. It'd be great. Instead of having to, you can use a phone, but I think they're really cool.
You could.
Oh,
Here's
one Tim made earlier.
Take the strap off a smartwatch.
Yes.
I mean, it would require some jiggery pokery to make it so you can just tap it and talk to people. But
the technology is nearly there, but it's not fully there. So I thought of all things because I don't want a phaser because I'm not as violent as Tim to kill people and all that lot. And
I could set it to stunned.
And I didn't really. You could do, and I didn't really want to try quarter because I'm not really, scanning stuff and all that lot. So I thought that was the best. Actually, the food replicator is the better one. I should have thought of that first, but I thought, the badge. But there you go. That's what I'd have. More Star Trek stuff. Are you a Trekkie, Damien? Have you a secret Trekkie that I don't know about?
I do enjoy myself some really good sci-fi. Star Trek being one of the wonders of the world. But I'm actually going to step away from the Trekkie side of things, and I'm going to go more Back to the Future. And it's not for the DeLorean, although, to be fair, not a bad-looking car. I want the flux capacitor. I want that. I want to just be able to go back in time, forward in time. That would be great. Simple and easy to please. That'll do for me.
Are you concerned about paradoxes?
No, because I won't know about it, because everything will have changed.
Won't affect you. Well, until you come back to the future. Well, that's where the film
past
title came from. And discover that everything's changed. And then you start fading out while you're rocking out on guitar. Yeah.
I mean, what would you attach the flux capacitor to, though, if you don't have a DeLorean? Is there a particular vehicle?
Samara.
I mean, a quality car there, really, isn't it? Yeah. I had 2 Lada Samaras, I'll have growing up, cruising around the Welsh valleys in my Lada Samaras. I was the coolest kid. But
in the car.
In the car, yeah. Well, the windows wouldn't go up, so it was all told. It's great.
If you put a flux capacitor in your PC, maybe you can just natively play like N64 games or something. Just a thought. I'm trying to make it game friendly, all right? I'm trying to stay within the confines of the channel.
Yeah, but you could go into the future and play a game that go, oh, we're bringing this out in 25 million, and then have to wait for it to be pushed back. You could just go to the date when it gets released.
When it's been patched correctly, you mean, and it actually works.
And it's actually working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go about 10,000 years into the future, they might have sorted out COD.
So that's another great bit of technology. Tim, what stain removal technology do you want?
Oh God, there are so many to pick from, and I really I'm still struggling with this because I don't know where to go with it. I mean, there's absolute garbage bits of technology, things like the interocitor from This Island Earth, which is a reference none of you will know, but I can highly recommend watching This Island Earth because it's a terrible film. But I don't know, I'm kind of torn between smart dust, which is something that we kind of see in the film Transcendence, where the smart dust is just sort of all over. It ends up everywhere, and it can build stuff from the ground up and repair things, and even repair people. Weird kind of idea. And then I'm also thinking, like, on an exploratory scale, like if you had something like the wormhole device from the film Contact, or I mean, there are so many different films that involve wormholes of some sort. I mean, and TV shows, you've got things like Deep Space Nine, and you've got things like Interstellar. You know, so many things like that. So, I mean, I'd want to probably be looking outwards. I think a wormhole would be pretty sweet. Being able to go somewhere else in the universe and expand or start fresh. I think that might be pretty cool. What do you guys think?
I think I just want a nice steak.
Yeah. I mean, he sounds like he's finding an exit strategy for when he goes on this murderous rampage. He's getting
If we all get together with our newfangled technology, then you could have a nice steak in another galaxy, if you like, Sean.
Where he's storing all the bodies.
In the past.
The back.
Yeah.
Could all have a nice chat. Yeah.
Well, maybe somebody watching could leave us a comment on what they would like as a device. Just saying, you know, is there something they would be looking forward to having that we haven't mentioned? They put in a comment below. We can have a look, see what we've missed out on.
Maybe they've used a flux capacitor and already have. Who knows?
Time will tell.
It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters.
So we're at that part of the show where you guys get to interact with us. It's the viewers letters section, and we've got a handover to the one and only Big Mac Daddy Gamesmeister himself, and there's only one of us who's qualified to do that. Damien.
Some say he once played Tiddlywinks with Bigfoot and the loser had to stay in hiding. Others say his gentleman sausage is the original design for the baseball bat. All we know is he's the Gamesmeister.
Well, howdy boys. How are we all doing this week? Good to see you all in fine fettle. I have a question. What goes bonk, ouch, bonk, ouch, bonk, ouch, bonk, ouch? No? It's Chris. After falling down a flight of stairs. After Damien, Tim and Sean have pushed him down there for telling one of his jokes. That's how you do it, Chris. Give them what they want. Anyway, on to this week's letter. Subject, a father's greatest trial. Hail, slot it in there. I am Kratos, son of Zeus, slayer of gods, and it seems, most tragically, forgetter of names. I write to you with a dilemma, most vexing, a riddle that torments me more than the fates ever could. How does a warrior such as I remember the name of my son? In battle, I call for him, boy. He heeds my command. In moments of wisdom, I speak to him, boy. He listens. But when I wish to truly connect with him, when I wish to honor him as a father should, I falter. His name escapes me like the dying whispers of Olympus. It is as if the gods themselves conspire against me. I have tried everything. I carved his name into my axe, and then I threw it away. I whispered it to the winds, then the winds refused to whisper back. My dilemma. Must I tattoo his name upon my arms right beside the chains of my past mistakes? Or must I simply accept that I will forever call him boy? Tell me, slot it in there, before I resort to desperate measures. The time for wisdom is now. Kratos. So boys, what do we think? Poor Kratos. Unable to simply remember his boy's name. How do we help him? Should he tattoo his name on his arms, as he suggests, or should he simply resort to calling his son boy for the remainder of his life? The choice is yours. And this week it will be Chris and Damien. Boys, you will be playing Soul Calibur 3 on the PS2. The winner of the round gets to choose what Kratos does with his son. Fight!
So what do we think? Should he get it tattooed upon his body so he remembers his son's name, or does he just carry on calling him boy? Chris, what do you think?
Well, I have to admit, having been a teacher, I'm terrible at names, and sometimes just had to do it. Yeah, you, because I forgot their names. It took me a very long time to learn my students' names. So I totally empathise with Kratos. You know, I mean, probably his son's quite old now, so you probably should have learned his name, even that one name. But I do, names are tricky. So yeah, I mean, if his lad's not moaned so far, going, "Why are you not saying my name?" You know, and just responds to boy now. Just stick with it now. I think it's gone too far. Just stick with the boy.
Okay, Tim.
I'll get it tattooed, 100%. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for the fact that right now your names are written on the screen, wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue.
Fair one. Fair one. Damien, what do you think?
I'm in the camp with Tim on that one. Kratos is already covered in different swirly bits and pieces. What's additional ink on him gonna really matter? Especially, you know, if it's written down on his forearm or something, so he can look at the child, quickly refer to it, or, you know, pretend to give him a hug, read his name, and go, "Ooh." Just saying, it's a good cheap way of doing it. And if he ever gets questioned about it, it's because I love you so much, I got it tattooed. Just saying.
Yeah.
Why you'd go that
That's
camp?
pretty
I don't know.
smart. Get it on your arm so that you can just read it when you're arguing them. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get Damien's name tattooed on my arm. Next time I accidentally hug Sean, I'm like, "Oh, I love it when we do this, Damien." Need to cross that one off and put the next one on.
It's going to be disappointing when Kratos finds out his child's called Keith or something.
Yeah.
I've got to agree with you two guys, Tim and Damien. It's if nothing else, it's disrespectful, isn't it? It's his son; he should know his name. So yeah, get it tattooed on your body if that's what you need to do, because you can't remember your son's own name. But let's see what happens.
Oh, I got a whip. A whippy
Yeah,
sword.
boy.
Oh, yeah. I'll be Ivy, you be Voldo.
And I'm in a very specialised gimp suit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to look your best when you're fighting to the death. We'll just go random after you.
Yeah, just randomise it.
Can I press? There you go. Come on, Ivy. I've no idea of the controls.
Well, I'm sure you dressed for the occasion.
You know, you want a bit of loose clothing to move freely. That's the way you work. Grant me a sword. I thought I'd have... Oh, I mean, come off it. You just lay down and take it. That's it. Kick ya, kick ya. I'll Rochambeau ya. This is how it works.
Oh, I did some kind of sparkly thing that did nothing.
I just kicked you a lot.
It's the advantage of having a sword and my character not.
Yeah.
This sword is my treasure.
Okay, it's my treasure. Fair enough. Right. Can I do some actual combo?
What is he doing?
I'm just gonna dance a little bit in the corner.
Okay. What is he?
I'm just kicking your ass, literally.
Wow, I can see why nobody really wants to play this game.
Oh, you're gonna push me off?
Bye.
But I mean, there was no need, really, was it? Oh,
it was the weird airborne dry humping that I was struggling to understand what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Well, it's all down to this now. I mean, you're just licking yourself. You're like a cat, clean. Oh, there you go. That'll do you. Oh, that's block. Okay.
Block on this game? Why is he backwards? So
Why am I backwards? Why are you hitting me? Stop hitting me. I know it's the point of the game, but stop it. Right. Chop him. Kick him. Ooh, KO. Oh, no knees.
Oh, we're still going. Oh, look at that. That's
there.
just brutal.
No knees.
Happy gimp masking.
Oh. Well done, Voldo. Yeah. Well done.
Oh,
it was a 4. Oh, God, we get 4. No, it's not well done, Voldo. I'm going to kill you then. I thought you're done.
Apparently
If
not.
gods have favoured me. Oh, they're still not favouring me. I'm still dying.
Well, that happened.
Look at this. Ooh,
And that.
I got angry about something. I don't know how the angriness works.
I don't know.
Now this is the final one.
Oh. A bit much to see the crack at the back, isn't it?
Right, final battle now. Hello.
Hadouken.
I mean, I've not really figured out special moves yet.
The whole game's a special move. Just look at it.
I mean, it's a great franchise, Soul Calibur, apparently.
Ow, when there's like
Kick you,
Street Fighter and Mortal
keep kicking
Kombat.
you, kick you. I'll kick a man while he's down. Kick him, keep kicking him.
Yay! Well,
Yeah. Well, that happened, but you know, I won. Hooray.
Let's never play this again.
Let's never talk of it. Well, there we are, guys. Pretty convincing, isn't it? There, I totally bitch slapped Damien a bit, and I got the result we needed.
Wow. Wow.
You sure you want to anger Damien like that? I mean,
shots fired.
That game is droopy dog tits. It's absolutely horrific. It's one of the worst fucking 3-dimensional fucking fighters ever got imagined. How it got popular beyond me. Next time, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, your ass is grass.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it was a nice balance because I never played Soul Calibur as well, and it was horrendous, like I said, to play. But yeah, still won. That's the main thing, isn't it? And we also made a decision. So yes, I mean, the boy, he's going to be known as Boy. If he's been called Boy all this time, you're going to upset him actually telling him his correct name. So, Boy, it is. There you go, Kratos. Just keep going as you are. It's all good. Keep the lie going. And there we have it. That's the end of the show. Once again, I hope we cleansed your palate for your tech and gaming stuff, or at least Tim cleaned up his mess that he made for the murderous bodies or something. Guys, what do people need to remember to do?
Oh, don't forget to give us a little like and a little subscribe down below. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps us out.
And if you want to get involved with us on the show, leave a comment down below and ask us a question. Tell us your thoughts. Do it now.
And tickle the bell so you're notified of any future uploads. Nice.
And as always, we'd like to end the show in a positive way with a lovely quote to send you off into the world at the end of the show. Brilliant. And this quote this time I picked, it is actually a really good quote, I feel, that we need at the end of this episode. And it's from the master of martial arts himself, Bruce Lee, who said, "If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of." Also, don't kill people and clean up afterwards, Tim.
I prefer Jackie Chan anyway.
But on that blue screen of death, it's time to end the show, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.